So the question is quite long, so let's try to break it down. So I'm working with a source that contains a business key, which is called the item business key, a key type, and a key value. Some of the key values point to an existing hub depending on the key type. Additionally, the structure of the key value in the source does not always match the structure of the real hub business key. And there was one example delivered. So we have like the item business key with the values of item 1, item 2. And then we got a key type, which could be A or B, or maybe C as well. So not sure about it, but they like have a different key value. So key type A has the key value T 1 to 3, and key type B has this key value here 999 minus 545. And yeah, the problem now here is that the hub A, basically the real business key, is 1 to 3, so without the leading T prefix, and hub B uses the key exactly as provided. So as you can see, like the key type A points to a different hub compared to key type B. And what else? The value T 1 to 3 in the source should actually link to hub A using 1, 2, 3. So we have a kind of a business logic here that we need to apply. And yeah, there are 3 questions delivered. So how should I best model this from staging to the raw data vault? Second question, should the key type always be stored in the link? And last but not least, where is the best place to perform the cleansing transformation of the key value? 3 questions. Let me start with the first one. So actually what we want to achieve is basically, of course, the item business key. I mean, that's straightforward. It should be loaded into the hub item, basically. And then we got 2 other hubs, hub A and hub B. And the first row with the key type A should be loaded into hub A. And with the key type B, it should be loaded into hub B. And that's basically I wouldn't say common, but we see it often that in one source table, there are different business keys or business objects in one column, right? So here the business key in the end is the key value, I assume at least, and it is differentiated with the key type. And how to model this in Data Vault? I mean, in the end, it depends on the source structure. So the goal is to create a valid model, and I see here more than just one option. So it really depends on the delivered data set. But the goal is to create a valid model where you are able to recreate the source. So when you have the Data Vault model, you should be able to recreate the original data delivery for audit reasons, basically. And option 1 would be to pivotize the source table. So in this case, you really have to make sure that you have just key type A and B. Otherwise, you would need like more columns. So if you can make sure that it's only like a certain amount of numbers here for the key type, if it's only A and B, it's quite straightforward. A and B, so the key type itself, they turn into columns. And then you got like the business key, item business key, it remains the same. And with the key type A, it turns into an own column. Then you have the key value T 1 to 3, and the second row is empty, basically. But that's not a problem. And same for key type B. You have the null value in the first row, and then you got the filled business key in the second row. So again, this is only possible if you have a fixed number of key types, and you know there are just like, for example, 2 key types, which is A and B. Because then you could easily load on the one end the hub item, right? The item business key into the hub item, and the business key from the A value into hub A and the B value into hub B, and you have a link in between. So and either is null. So of course you just have like you have a reference of 2 hubs, but only 2 references are filled at the same time for each record, right? Because you privatized the source delivery. But now the problem is, what if you got a new key type, which is maybe key type C, for example? You have to refactor the source, basically the staging table. And in this case, so if you can't make sure that it's only key type A and B, there would be another option. So in this example here, for example, we got a new key type, which is a new row linked to or referencing, for example, item 3 with key type C and a key value. And here the question again is it an overlapping business key? So is it possible that you got a key type C with the very same key value as, for example, key type A? So here again, it really depends how your model look like, because you have to model it accordingly to the data set, to the source data set. So in this case, for example, you could create a hub of all, I call it just a hub key type, where you load all the key values into one hub, and the business keys becomes the composite key of the key type and the key value. Because if you can't make sure that it doesn't overlap, you need the key type additionally to uniquely identify one business object. So here you're gonna add the key type and the key value for the hash key input for the one hub, and you load everything into the hub. Item business key, you still load it into the hub item, and then you have the link in between. And what you're then gonna do, because in the original use case description you said that you have an existing hub A in the raw data vault, but the problem is you can't really load basically the data, so the first record, into this hub, because then you would need some kind of business logic, right? And the business logic might change, so it would be better to deal with it in the business vault. So what you're gonna do, so hub A is loaded from other data sources, right? Other source tables. You load everything into the hub key type, and then you create a business hub A, where we basically select star from hub A, union all select star from hub key type, where key type equals A, basically. So there you could make sure to have every business key into one single hub, which is a newly created business hub. But then, because if there are some changes in the business logic, you could easily recreate the hub, or if it's a view anyways, you would just need to change the business logic, and then you're good to go. But yeah, if you load the hub A directly with a filter condition or anything else, it's really hard to re-engineer this one. So we have here a business logic that we need to apply, and all business logic should reside in a business hub, in the business vault, basically. So let me check again the questions. So first question about the model. So you have multiple options, and again, in the end, it's about to create a valid data vault model, and it depends on the source data, what option fits best, right? So just make sure to be able to keep the audit trail and be able to recreate the source data set. That's the ultimate goal in the end. Should the key type also be stored in the link? So in this case here, so in the first case, no, because you don't have a key type anymore, basically, because you've pivotized it, right? And in the second option, I would add the key type to the hub business key, basically, so to the composite business key. If you make sure that there's no overlapping business key here in the key value, you could think about just adding a satellite attached to the hub that stores the key type, basically. Would be an option as well. So let me go out. Last question. Where's the best place to perform the cleansing transformation of the key value? And the answer to this question is you could basically create a same as link. So I wouldn't like remove the leading T in your stage before loading the raw data vault, because again, here it's business logic and it might change. So in this example, in this solution, you would simply load the T1 to 3 into the hub B, and then create a same as link to like deduplicate the business key. So you create a one record with the master business key, for example, 1 to 3, and the child business key, or the, let's say, duplicate business key, which is the T1 to 3. So the one business key is linked to the, let's say, master business key. So that would be the easiest solution to create a same as link in this case. Great question. So if you have any questions like that, feel free to use the form and send us your questions, or you could always use the chat or the Q&A section during the session. Other than that, thanks for joining. Thanks for the good question, and see you hopefully next week. Bye-bye.